Sometimes you feel a void inside you. You find yourself forming relationships. Maybe you're already in one, or maybe you've just come out of one, but beneath it all, there's a quiet, persistent sense of something missing, a longing you can't quite define. At night, your mind drifts back to the past. You catch yourself checking the last seen timestamp of someone on a messaging app. Every silence feels like rejection. Every delayed reply feels like abandonment. It's as if you're trapped in an emotional dependency you can't quite escape. Like a sailor stranded at sea, waiting to reach land just to survive, you search for love as if it's your rescue. But what happens when love is born from that emptiness? Here's the truth, clear and uncomfortable. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Until the unconscious becomes conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. What does that really mean? It means that if you don't face the emptiness within you, if you don't heal it, you will keep attracting relationships that reinforce that same emptiness. You will believe that every new person can complete you, save you, fix you, and when they inevitably fail to do so, the pain deepens. This is a self-perpetuating cycle. Worse still, you may not even realize that you are the one sustaining it. So pause for a moment and reflect. How has your love story unfolded so far? Have you been looking for someone to complete you or someone to share completeness with? These are not the same. When you expect someone to complete you, you hand them the keys to your happiness. If they stay, you feel whole. If they leave, you collapse. That is not love. That is dependency. And dependency is the root of much of the suffering in relationships. True emotional maturity begins when you become a whole, self-sufficient individual, when you can stand on your own emotionally and psychologically. Only then can you form healthy, balanced connections with others. But most people do the opposite. They search for someone to validate them, to make them feel worthy because they haven't learned how to give that to themselves. Let's make this real with a story. There was a woman who kept falling in love with emotionally unavailable men. She was always hurt, always felt like she had to do more to earn love. She couldn't understand why the same pattern kept repeating. Until one day, in the middle of emotional turmoil, she asked herself a brutally honest question. Why do I keep doing this? And suddenly, it became clear. She didn't believe she was worthy of love. So she tried to prove her value through sacrifice. She accepted crumbs because deep down she believed that's all she deserved. Here's the deeper truth. If you carry an unhealed wound of abandonment, you will attract people who reopen that wound. Not because the universe is cruel, but because your subconscious is trying to confirm what it already believes. If you believe you're not enough, you'll attract situations that reinforce that belief. If you believe you need someone else to be happy, you'll attract people whose absence makes you feel incomplete. Your external reality reflects your internal state. So what's the solution? You have to face your inner world. You have to look directly at the emptiness instead of expecting someone else to fill it. You must confront your deepest fears, loneliness, rejection, the possibility that no one is coming to save you. Because when you do, you discover something powerful. You don't need saving. You are your own savior. And when love comes from wholeness instead of lack, everything changes. You stop choosing from desperation. You start choosing from freedom. You no longer look for someone to complete you, you look for someone to share your completeness with. And when you reach that place, the kind of people you attract changes too. You stop chasing the unavailable. You stop falling into unhealthy dynamics. Because you no longer need external validation. And when real love finally arrives, it is no longer based on need, it is based on choice. Two whole people choosing each other, not out of dependency, but out of desire. That is real love. But here's the paradox. Love doesn't come when you desperately need it. It comes when you no longer depend on it to feel complete. Because desperation repels, wholeness attracts. When you approach someone with fear, urgency, and emotional hunger, you don't create connection, you create pressure. And pressure pushes people away. Even if someone stays, it's often not out of love but out of their own unmet needs. And that creates a bond based on dependency, not authenticity. That's why the cycle continues until you break it. So ask yourself, what patterns keep repeating in my relationships? What kind of people am I drawn to, and what does that say about me? What fears are driving my choices? Because the issue is rarely the other person. It's what you tolerate, what you seek, and what you believe you deserve. The love you receive is a reflection of the love you give yourself. Love is not something you chase. It's something you become aligned with. If you feel empty, you will attract experiences that mirror that emptiness. If you feel whole, you will attract people who reflect that wholeness. So the real transformation happens when you stop focusing on finding the right person and start becoming the right version of yourself. That means healing your emotional wounds, challenging your beliefs about love, practicing self-respect and self-compassion, building emotional independence, breaking unconscious patterns, expanding your identity beyond relationships. When you do this work, love becomes something entirely different. It no longer drains you. It adds to you. And remember this: you are worthy. Not because someone else chooses you, not because a relationship validates you, but because you already are. You've grown, you've learned, you've endured. You don't need to beg for love. You don't need to settle for less. You are love. And when you truly understand that, the love you attract will finally reflect it.